Welcome back to my channel. Today we got some new friends here and that is all due to Tara Lynn's just sweetest, kindest words and recommendation of my channel. I just thank you so much. You have no idea how much it means. And then she sent like an army of angels just like joining the channel and just supporting me and leaving me the kindest, sweetest comments. So I'm shocked and I'm overwhelmed. I won't lie. I feel like I have to not disappoint. So yeah, but I'm thankful for every single one of you guys, and I hope you guys will enjoy the future videos. If you have any recommendations, I really love hearing constructive criticism. Don't be too mean, but I do take what you say and just try to apply it to my videos. That way it's more enjoyable for you guys. But moving on, today we have the new Anastasia, what is this? Primrose palette. I did an Instagram poll and over 85% said yes, we want a review on this one. I won't lie, this was definitely not a palette I really wanted to pick up. I did it for YouTube, but I did see it in person and it looks prettier in person than online. Also, another reason why I didn't want to pick it up, it's because I have these shades over and over again and I knew I didn't need it. But that being said, it really is a beautiful palette for weddings and I do lots of those. So this is the outer packaging. They did change the packaging. It doesn't have that velvety feel. This is stunning. This packaging is actually more luxurious, I say, and it has some gold in it. The color is stunning. Let me show you. So this is the palette. I haven't even fully opened it. Yeah, there you go. And this is how it looks inside. As you can see in this palette, we have 2 blushes and then we have 10 shadows. And the price of this one is $55. So it's more expensive than her regular like older palettes. This is her holiday palette as well. From what I understand, it's not permanent. Patty, I'll link her channel down below. She's amazing. But she kind of broke it down and she was explaining how even if you take the blushes, the price per gram is better than in her older palettes. I will say that the pans seem bigger, but I'm not all about the grams. Like, it's not that I don't care how much I get. I don't want to be ripped off, but I never go through palettes. So I prefer to pay less no matter the grams, except if it's foundation, concealer, things like that I really wear and like repurchase. But palettes, I almost never repurchase a palette. So let's do some swatches. I'm going to start with Rose Water, Honey, Sparkling Amber, Primrose, Mango, Peony, Rouge, Fire Opal, Deep Berry, and Claret. And then the 2 blushes, this one is Grapefruit and Saddle. I just realized that I already put blush on and forgot this palette has blushes. Dang it. Well, I'm going to wipe this blush off and I will try those blushes. And we're back, moving on. Okay, I am going to start with the color Grapefruit because it is just lighter and I'm going to put it on this side. Let's pick up. It seems like it picks up quite a lot. Oh, wait. I need to take this off. So I'm going to put it on this side, the color Grapefruit. That's more pigmented than it looks in here. That's a beautiful blush. It's more pigmented, so it shows up more than I was expecting. It looks just lighter on here, but once you put it on the skin, it builds up quite a bit. I'm very curious to see how this looks on deeper skin tones. On me, obviously, it does show up, but the pigment's more intense than you think. Okay, on this side, I will put Saddle. I'm just gonna wipe my brush. I'm gonna pick up a little bit. Now, this color looks scary, but I love these kinds of tones on me. I really think they're beautiful, and on deeper skin tone that looks beautiful as well. So I'm gonna kind of take a little bit off. I don't want to overdo it. And so I did put a little bit here, too heavy, and it kind of clinged. I will say that the foundation, it was not set and probably was still a little bit wet. I should have waited just a little longer, but I didn't. Okay, that is very pigmented, but I will make it work. I will take my foundation brush and just blend in the blush. I think that already looks better. I really like how pigmented this color is. I knew I would. I always love these like bronzy, orangey, just browny colors. I think they're beautiful. My application was not the best. I should have waited to, at least for the foundation, to get set, but it's really pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna try to even these out. I'm gonna take the color Grapefruit on the same, just put it here as if we don't have enough blush. So I cleaned as much as I could. I would say that this brush is just a little bit too dense for how pigmented these are. I would use something more like Wayne Goss number 14. I think that would really blend it in nicely, won't add too much pigment like I did. Probably on camera I won't even show that bad just because the camera tends to tone down colors, but trust me, it's intense. Moving on to the eyeshadows, I am going to do 3 looks. I think I'm going to do more of a pinky, brownie, and then purple look. I mean, you can definitely use these as eyeshadows as well. On the cheeks, they look very smooth. Like, I don't feel like they emphasize texture. They're extremely matte. So if you do have texture on your skin, matte blushes actually perform much better than some that have more shimmer in them or glow. Usually glow can emphasize texture, and we don't want that. So I want to do a pink look. I think I'm going to take Grapefruit in my crease and use this one as my transition. There's like a brownie, a peachy tone. I may use those two, but right now, let's start with Grapefruit. Next, I'm going to take this mango color right here and put that in my crease as well. I'm taking a Wayne Goss number 18. That is very pigmented. These are pigmented, but they're also quite powdery. If you know Anastasia's formula, the mattes tend to be quite powdery, but they do blend in really nicely. Powdery shadows don't really bother me at all. I will say that this may be pulling a little bit more peachy than I was hoping for, mostly for these pink looks. So I may take a little bit of Rouge. This seems to have a slight pink undertone. It's definitely a deeper brown, but I'm hoping maybe this one will calm it down. I think it will. I'm going to take Grapefruit again and just blend in those edges. I will take Peony, which looks stunning. It has this gold all through it. I'm going to put it right here. of course, with my finger. I put like shimmery metallics 90% of the time. I just use my fingers. And then in this inner part, I will take this rose water. It's very crumbly, but seems to be very pigmented. I'm actually going to tap my finger because I think it's going to apply, yep, a ton of color. I will take a flat brush and I'm going to bring this in all the way in my inner corner. I couldn't get in there with my finger, but this deposits color really, really well. I'm going to take it on the other side. These are very crumbly, so be careful. I feel like if you rub your finger in there, you're going to move the product. I'm going to try to intensify that outer edge just a little bit. So I'm going to take this color Claret, I think that's how you say it. This is very pigmented as well. And just darken up this corner. I'm going to take this fluffy brush. This is from Studio Gear or Gear. I don't know the proper name to say. And blend this out. On my lower lash line, I am going to take the color Rouge and focus this on this outer corner. And then on the inner corner, I will take the color Rose Water and just brighten up this area. I wish I had more of a not quite as pink color to put in the inner corner, but I don't. So I'm going to take this one and brighten that inner corner. It works. It's just a little bit too pink for my inner corner. I kind of want to smudge a little bit on the lower lash line. I'm going to take the color Claret. I hope I'm saying that right, or close to being right. And I'm just going to smudge the lower lash line a bit more. And then take a fluffy brush with whatever is left on it and just smudge it out a little bit more. Now I want to take that color Peony on a brush and I'm going to spray it. I really hope that it's going to be able to deposit a little bit more color and make this brighter. Yeah, it does. And then I flip my brush and just put a little bit of that rose water that has just a little bit of water on it, or MAC Fix Plus, and just blend those two together. So there is fallout, but if you do your makeup before, it doesn't matter. The shades are just so soft that I feel like it's almost impossible to not have some fallout with these shades. Anyway, I'm going to put a little bit of mascara on. I'm sorry, a lot of mascara on. I never put a little bit, and I'll be right back. So this is the finished look with mascara on. I think it's pretty. I want to leave my final thoughts at the end because I want to try everything, but so far it's just pretty. I wouldn't say that I'm so excited. I think after trying the Natasha Denona Retro palette, the Pat McGrath, these are just pretty. The shimmers are extremely creamy, maybe a dot too creamy. They're pigmented, but they don't have that shine and sparkle that you find in Pat McGrath or Natasha Denona, but they perform really well. The colors are really pretty. There's a little bit of fallout, but that doesn't bother me. But anyway, moving on to look number 2, and I think I'm going to do purple next because bronzy are my colors, so I'm going to do probably my favorite, hopefully, at the end. For the purple, I guess I'm going to kind of play in this area. I will take this one. This pulled really peachy on me, but hopefully as a transition, it will work. Taking Claret and intensifying that crease a little bit. A lot more. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit and blend this in. I'm going to switch it to this fluffier brush and try to blend this in. That actually turned out pretty pink. Let's take the Primrose. This is that color, and this is the color I'm kind of excited about. I find that it just looks really beautiful when it's swatched. I'm going to take it on my finger and just press it in. I will take a brush and see if I have a little bit more control of where to add this color. With my finger, I just felt like it just looked a little patchy. And this is more of that matte formula with sparkles through it. And it's not my favorite formula because I haven't seen it perform well. I almost feel like it's kind of a waste of a sparkles. Sometimes if you don't apply it even, the sparkles are more on one side and then none on the other. It just looks a little bit messy. So that's why usually I don't really love these shades. I mean formulas, not shades. The shade is beautiful. I will take a fluffier brush and take the same shade. And I'm going to use it almost like a matte because I think when you blend this in, you kind of fluff all the shimmers away and they won't show. Honestly, I barely see them on the lid right now. Like I don't really see shimmers. I'm gonna look a little bit closer once I'm done, but so far I don't really see shimmers. I kind of see like it's matte. Then I'm gonna take Claret again, mix it a little bit with the mango, and blend this out. Now with this deep berry color, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this and just smudge the lash line, just add more depth. I'm using a Zoeva 230 pencil brush. I'm actually going to take my Wayne Goss number 05, and I'm going to try to smudge it and build it up a little bit. So I try to build that color a little bit. I think what's confusing to me is that this color right here is just so much darker. Wait, I can't hold my finger. It's just so much darker than what I have right now on my lid. It built up just so much more intense on the lid, and I don't think I love that. I really liked this shade, but not what I have on my lid. And I kind of left all this area empty just to showcase that color, and I felt like I'm not loving it. It's just a tiny bit. It's not that it's patchy, it just the sparkles make it look a little patchy because the sparkles don't really show except in like weird light, and it's just not my favorite. I'm gonna take actually I'm just gonna take Deep Berry and just smoke out the lower lash line. And then on a fluffier brush, I'm going to take Mango and blend this out. I want some of that warmth from the top on the bottom as well. In the inner corner, I will take Rose Water, tap it, and add a little bit in this inner corner. I think that's pretty. Okay, let me clean up, put a lot of mascara on, and I'll be right back. And this is the second look finished. It's definitely a little bit smokier, grungier. I actually like this vibe. To get it here, I felt like I had to work a little harder than I wanted to. It definitely could use maybe this wing liner, this smudgier liner. I think that would be really pretty, but I really try in reviews to show you the actual colors and not liquid liner and things like that, because at least for me it's helpful to see the colors how they perform and not cover them up with liners. That's just what I prefer. If you guys prefer something different, just let me know. But this is the second look. This definitely turned out a little bit smokier than I wanted it to be. I was hoping for this shade to be a little bit more softer, a little bit more fairy-like, because here I felt like it just gave me that vibe, that more fairy with a slight shimmer to it. But it ended up being, when I packed it on the lid, just darker overall. And honestly, even when you swatch it, it does pick up much darker than in pan. So it was slightly disappointing, but we made it work. And I actually like the grungy feel and the grungy look. Just not what I was planning on. All right, let me take all of this off and then I will do my bronzy look, which I'm the most excited about. I actually ended up taking all my makeup off and reapplying it. I just felt like it looked a little bit too messy. So I do want to try the blushes again, mostly this one right here with the Wayne Goss brush, because I think it's going to have a little bit more control. So I'm going to pick up a little bit. I'm actually going to take it a little bit off right here. And then I'm going to apply it here. Let's see. Yeah, it's so much softer. You have so much more control over how much you want to add. I think this brush applies it so much better. It's just softer. You still have color. You can definitely build it up. But I really enjoy it now. Definitely a beautiful shade. And I knew I would like it when I don't, apply too much. So I applied Saddle. And I really like that shade. I'm going to apply a little bit of Grapefruit. Just here. Blend it in a little bit. So those are the blushes applied just a little softer, and I really prefer this. I think it's just a little softer, prettier, and just less pigment overall. Okay, let's move on to the bronzy look and the final look. I am going to take the color Honey right here, and these mattes are very powdery, which I'm kind of used to from Anastasia. She's always had like that powdery matte formula. I really like that color. I think it's really pretty. It blended in quite easily and just overall a really beautiful transitions shade. Let's take Rouge right here and just darken up this outer area. I definitely would tap these shades, this brown, just because it is so pigmented that you can be a little bit too messy with it. And then taking my fluffy brush that had the color Honey on it, just blending those two together. That is actually stunning. Like, I would just leave the eye look right here. I'm just so basic with my colors. I really like basic colors. So I have the two browns here. This one right here is so crumbly. They're extremely soft but crumbly. So I'm just expecting a huge mess everywhere. So I'll try to be as careful as I can. I'm going to take the Fire Opal. I literally tapped it in the palette right here. And I'm really hoping that I won't make a huge mess. I'm going to put this right here. Wow, that's beautiful. So I tap it and swipe it slightly. I think that's how you get a lot of pigment without this huge fallout. That is a really beautiful color. Very, very intense. So I'm literally like tapping, and that's how I pick up the color. I just don't want to rub it because I think it's gonna just make a huge mess and like remove so much of the product. Just such a waste. I do think these colors will go on really nicely with brushes as well because they're so pigmented. But I'm just using my finger right now. That color really is beautiful. So let's take Sparkling Amber, and I'm kind of doing the same thing, just tapping this in and putting this here. That's really pretty. It kind of calmed down this color. But I was thinking, oh, maybe I should do a halo eye with this one. But this may be a little bit too much for me. So I actually really enjoying the Sparkling Amber next to it and just combining it. It's pretty. I am taking the Rose Amber on this small brush. And I'm just going to brighten up this inner corner. I feel like it's the only color that I could do that with. It has a little bit more pink in it than I would like it to, but it's all we have here. Okay, on my lower lash line, I'm gonna take Honey and just put it right here. And then I'm gonna take Rouge and add it here as well. I feel like this color Rouge has a bit more like pink undertone. So actually I'm gonna take this color Saddle right here and use this. Yeah, I like that. And then I will take Saddle one more time and just go over everything just to give it that warmth. This is like a fiery eye. And on the lower lash line, I will take this color Sparkling Amber. I mean, it just picks up so much, almost too much. You have to be so careful. And I'm gonna put it on my lower lash line. So I'll show you, I have nothing on it. I go in once, and look how much you get. Look at that. That was just like one dab. And you know, many times you think, oh, I just want super pigmented shadows. Yes and no. I don't know. For me, this is just a little bit too creamy. All right, I'm going to put mascara on and show you guys the finished look. So this is the third look. I was going to change my lip color because this is pretty cool tone, but I kind of like that vibe. I like that super orangey warm look with a bit of a cool lip. I think it's just a little bit more chic. The look, beautiful, stunning. I think the colors are so intense, but I really like it. I obviously like warm orangey bronzy colors. I just really think they flatter my skin tone better than cool tones. So I knew I would enjoy this better. I kind of wish I did one more look with these colors right here. I really like this color, like these three together. I think they would look so pretty. Just those, I probably wouldn't pick this one, but these three or four, I just think that they would look really, really beautiful, but my eyes are hurting, so I'm just gonna leave it here. I may probably use it in a get ready with me again, just that combination, because I think those colors I think look so beautiful together. Yeah, those would be pretty. So let me give you my final thoughts on this palette. Let's start with the blushes. I actually enjoy the blushes so much more than I thought I would. Initially, I was kind of like, ugh, I don't really want blushes in here, but I really like them. I love this color right here. It's very pigmented, so just just be careful. And even this color Grapefruit, I thought it was really pretty. Just overall, really liking the blushes. Maybe a smidge more pigmented and powdery than I would like, but on the skin, they do look beautiful. They blend in eventually. And I just really enjoy them. I like the look that it gives. I just like that warmth. Saddle is definitely the color for me and what I enjoy. Grapefruit, I would say that it's just good for everybody that's like lighter skin tone, that likes more of that pink blush. It's beautiful. Moving on to the eyeshadows. Let's talk about the mattes. The mattes are extremely powdery. It's nothing new to Anastasia, but it was a little bit not scary to work with, but just I had to think about it. Mostly with these deeper shades, I was like, okay, just be careful. Don't overdo it. Actually, this claret, is that how you say it? I hope so. Was just had the slightest difficulty blending that out. I had to go back into mango and back into claret to blend those two together. I added just a little bit too much of this one, and I felt like I had a harder time blending that out. Eventually did blend out, but just something to note that these are extremely powdery. This Deep Berry, I almost wanted a little bit more of this. I just wanted this one to be just a little bit more pigmented. When I tried to add it on my lower lash line and upper lash line, I just felt like I had to really build that color up. Now I didn't use it in my crease, and it may actually work really well in the crease because it's not that full-on intense matte. So I'm not sure about that one in the crease, but overall, nice color. Rogue and Honey, amazing. I absolutely love them. Rogue was actually a beautiful color. Rogue has more of that reddish pinkish undertone that I really like. I thought it was so flattering, beautiful. It blended so well into the skin, and so did Honey. Just love those mattes. Again, pigmented, but it's not as scary as like these two right here. The one that disappointed me is Primrose, because I was the most excited about, and I didn't love the way that performed. I actually really didn't like it. I felt like that the glitter never showed up even when I tried to pack it. If I tried to feather it, it would lose the glitter, so it kind of looked like almost that it was patchy, even though it wasn't. That color, I don't enjoy it. I did use that as my main color, which, knowing that now, I probably would just use this one more in the outer corner or more in the lower lash line, or blending just colors in. I probably wouldn't use that as my main color, but I was excited about that color, so I really wanted to use it. It ended up fine. It's just not my favorite formula, and I don't love the glitter in it. It didn't show up enough. Now there's 4 like intense metallics, and this I just struggle with. They're so creamy that they almost move in the pan. So if you go in and like try to really swatch it and rub the product on your like finger or brush, it's going to be a huge mess. Like, these are so lightly packed. I almost feel like they have to be pressed down just a little bit more because they are so creamy, and it's just messy. The whole time I played with these, I was extra careful, almost stressing me out. That is because I had foundation and concealer under. If I had none of that, I couldn't care less. It can go anywhere. But if you do have foundation or concealer on your face, I would definitely do my eyes first. The colors are really beautiful. I mean, the Fire Opal is like fire. It literally looks like fire. I think it's stunning, beautiful. Sparkling Amber, also amazing. The only one that I'm like, ugh, this Peony. It's pretty, but I don't know. I just felt like it was just a little bit, just not sparkly enough for how beautiful its swatch is. I just wanted it to be even brighter. And it's not a disappointment. It's just like, oh, it's just a little softer than I wanted it. Rose Water was really pretty and really pigmented. So overall, I enjoy this palette, but it's not my all-time favorite. I kind of have these shades in my collection, and it is so messy. If you could just see just my table, my microphone is like full of glitter. My husband's gonna hate it. He hates glitter. I also feel like I have these shades over and over again, and I just reviewed the Pat McGrath Celestial Odyssey, or backwards, Odyssey Celestial. And that one, the quality is just so much better. It is pigmented, but it's not as like messy as this one. And I feel like I get even more pigment with that one. I get more sparkle, just more dimension. And these are just PEAU, like pigment intense. There's just not that much more dimension within the colors. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just a personal preference. So overall, this palette really is beautiful. It performed well. Again, this color kind of frustrated me. I wish I took this one and added in the center, and I think that look would have turned even better, but I kind of was going for that just all over matte with a tiny bit of sparkle. But overall, again, good quality, really messy. Just be careful, do your eyes first. And I really like the blushes. I actually like the blushes more than the eyeshadows. Like, that's crazy. I just really enjoyed this color right here. I think it's just good for fall, and yeah, great. Oh, it already got messy, and I really didn't think that it would get messy, but definitely the packaging gets messy. Don't be fooled. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful and informative. If you have any questions, or if you just have thoughts about the palette, leave them down in the comments section. I respond to every single comment, and I just really enjoy that part. I think it's just makes me feel like I'm not in a room alone recording. And with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video.